Welcome to Haunt Topic Radio, the podcast for haunters by haunters. These are our scary visions.
Is it September yet? It's right around the corner. Are you ready? I haven't even started on my home haunt, so it's too hot to be out there anyway. In this episode, we get Carroll Moore and Erica McElroy on from Halloween Hollow Haunted House in Tennessee. When you listen to this, the first part of this gets cut off because I forgot to push record. So you're missing a couple minutes, but it's a good session anyway. Carroll and Erica talk about scare actor training. We talk about scene design, treating your actors right, how he started from bare land and built everything up, kind of how he did it. Lots of haunt nuggets in this episode. Hope you guys are being safe out there. Summer is almost over, and I'm excited about that. Bring on the fall. If you're listening to this podcast before Tuesday, August 12th, we are having another live session. If you're on our email list, you should have got an invite. Go to that link. It will take you to our session. These are monthly master classes that we have for our members of the Haunter's Toolbox. And to become a member, go to haunterstoolbox.com and sign up to be a member and look at our packages over there. We offer free memberships and paid memberships. haunterstoolbox.com. And our next master class is with Chip Wells from Total Terror Haunted House. He started as a home haunter. Now he runs his own attraction. So join us August 12th, 7:30 p.m. Central Time on Tuesday. And if you're not on our email list and didn't get a link, go to Haunter's Toolbox group on Facebook. It is pinned at the top of our page under featured or under events. Either one of those. Try one of those. As a free member, you get the Facebook link. As a paid member, you get the Zoom link where you can attend our Zoom room and get exclusive, immediate answers in our Zoom room. Facebook, we also answer your questions in the Facebook chat on Facebook. Well, let's roll into it. Our interview with Carroll and Erica from Halloween Hollow in Tennessee.
And so in 2006, I went to my first haunt con. It was out in Denver. And I learned that I could do this for a living. So I took all the knowledge I learned at HauntCon and went up to Monster Mountain and said, I want to build your haunted house. I want to design it. I want to build it. I want to run it. And they were like, okay. And that's how I got started.
And then you realized how much work all of that stuff was.
Man, I remember my first few projects up there. One of them was we did a barn, me and my business partner. So my good buddy, Brandon Brinkley, is the one that got me started in all this. I loved horror movies, and I wanted to be a horror movie director. And I slowly changed from that aspect to saying, hey, you know what? I think it'd be cool if I built my own horror movie and let people walk through it and got them to touch things and smell things and see things. So, thank God he got me acting at Monster Mountain in 1999, because otherwise I don't know. Everybody's like, how do you get in this industry? It's like, you just show up one day. And that's kind of how it happened. But so a first job that we did was convert this old barn, and we did a scene in there, and we did multiple scares. Like I was telling them, we could do a scare here, a scare here, a scare here, and it's one actor. And they were like, one actor? This is fantastic. We can get more bang for our buck that way. And then the second thing they had me do was, we need to expand this trail here. Monster Mountain was outside. And so I'm picking up this old debris and stuff on this trail, and I see a couch cushion in the ground, and I go to pick it up, and I feel this sharp pain in my arm, and hundreds and hundreds of yellow jackets attacked me immediately. They were on. I was running down the mountain, screaming, yelling. I was tearing my clothes off. I jumped naked in the pool, the owner's Monster Mountain pool, and they're still stinging me. And to this day, if I get stung by anything, it's not good. So, that was one of my first experiences outdoor haunting, was yellow jackets. And I've never seen a nest like that in my life to this day. So hopefully I don't have to do that again. But
So you carry a spray with you now wherever you go? Or?
What's that?
You carry yellow jacket spray, wasp spray everywhere you go now?
Really do that.
Well, I mean, I'm more aware than most people, so I'll stop somebody and be like, "Hey, let's hold on a second," you know.
Yeah, we check everywhere.
Yeah, you got to be more cautious when you're outdoor hunting with everything: snakes, bees, wasps. So poison ivy, God, that stuff sucks. But anyway, I started working at Monster Mountain. We did some cool things there, and kind of moved on from that, and started indoor at the time. Nashville Nightmare just acquired a more space at their location, and so me and my buddy Brinkley went in there, and we kind of created this haunt called Dark Descent, which was an all like a lights out attraction. You had these light bars. It was Chernobyl kind of based, CDC testing facility based, and it was a big hit. A lot of people loved it. A lot of people hated it, but it was something new that nobody really seen before. And we made enough money doing that to open our own haunted house called Death Yard. And we did that for 2 years. We just couldn't get the people there. We just tried everything. It was a little north of Nashville. We just could not get the people there. Did everything we could try to do, and good haunt, just couldn't get the people there. And so then I started working full time for Nashville Nightmare, and we went over there in 2016. And in 2016, we blew the doors off the thing. That's when it became like this huge nationwide phenomenon. It seemed like everybody knew what Nashville Nightmare was. It was just a crazy time. Glad to be a part of that. The next year, 2017, we took over a haunted woods at Nashville Shores Water Park. So we had Nashville Nightmare running. So we had the indoor Nashville Nightmare, the outdoor Nashville Haunted Woods. And we did that. It was on its way, doing well. And then a large corporation came in and bought into Nashville Nightmare. So we ran the woods one more year. It flooded. I got sent to Phoenix, and then was out there doing that thing. And then I decided I'm going to move on from this. So I left there, went to work for Epic Entertainment Group, which is a fantastic company. And I did Dark Horizon with them in Orlando in 2019. So that was their East Coast version of Dark Harbor that they were doing in Long Beach. Loved those guys. Fantastic experience. Ended up talking to them. They wanted me out in California. So early 2020, moved out to California. Got my first tour of the Queen Mary. I was real excited. COVID hit. That didn't happen. So I was actually staying with Erica, and we ended up being roommates throughout the whole pandemic. And I ended up working at a grocery store instead of spooking. So that was fun. It was nice to work at a grocery store during the pandemic, though, because
we got everything first.
Yeah,
we never ran out of toilet
paper. People were knocking on our door like, "Hey, yo, man,
our neighbors.
Hook up, man." Like, "Yeah, I do. What you need, player?" It was fun. But then we're sitting there one day on my day off at the grocery store. We would just go drive around, and LA was dead at that time. There was no traffic, so you could travel around LA in like 20 minutes. It was kind of just really surreal seeing how a large city like that was just nobody. But we would go see like the Elm Street house or the Back to the Future house in Burbank, things like that. But anyway, I get a phone call or a message from a guy named Rob out in East Tennessee who owns Frightworks Haunted House. And he's like, "I'm looking for somebody that can come build me some sets. Do you know anybody?" I said, "Yeah, me." So I went back to Tennessee, did some work for him, and then was at Miller Stillers for a bit, helping out those guys. And I did that for 2 years. And then we decided in 2021, a friend of ours, Matt Scott, found this property, went and looked at it, and decided, you know what, we're going to start our own thing. And that's us and a bunch of friends decided to start Halloween Hollow, and our opening year was 2022, and that's what we've been doing ever since. That's the condensed version of my haunted house path so far.
Condensed version.
Yeah, I can follow. Eric, how about you?
I started when I was a kid, working at my neighbor's, like our next door neighbor used to do a home haunt, so helped him out there. And then my elementary school is known for a haunted house. And you weren't allowed to work at it until you were in 6th grade. So I started doing that, and I was really excited when I was in 6th grade. I got to help with that. And then kind of helped at some smaller haunts here and there through high school. And then in college, I moved to Denver, and I started working for this haunted house that was their very first year, and now they are a giant corporation. So I was with them for about 14 and a half years, off and on full time. And I would travel to all of their locations and train their actors, help their GMs open their new shows, and all that stuff. So that was my position for a really long time. And then that's how I met Carroll at their San Antonio location. And then 2020 hit, kind of lost my job. And I was just sitting in California while Carroll was in Tennessee. And then he came back and he was like, let's move to Tennessee. So we moved to Tennessee, and here we are we opened Halloween Hollow. So mine's not as crazy as his.
Yet.
Well, for a very long time.
I think Scarlet badges are one of the smartest things I've seen in the industry in a really long time. Scarlet badges are basically either pins or embroidered patches, kind of like merit badges, as they are, somewhat named after, from Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts and Brownies, and where after you've accomplished something, you can wear the brag tag of the embroidered patch. Some haunts put them on jackets, some put them on t-shirts, some put them on, with the pins, I've seen them put them on lanyards. But the neat thing about them is they are very specific in what they are rewarding. And they're haunt-based images that reflect what's being rewarded. It's retention, it is bringing people back, and it's actually giving your haunters, your haunt performers, the ability to share that they are haunt performers. And, oh really, you're a scare actor. Where do you do that? And then they will insert the name of your haunt right there. So it's also marketing. I've always been a big fan of Scarlet badges. I think they're great. So check them out, scarletbadges.com. No, that is not a paid advertisement. That is just my recommendation. I think it's really cool.
ScottSwinson.com.
Some
So
say
you
it's
said-
hard to work with. I don't get it. I don't understand that. Maybe I don't know.
So you're easy to work with?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. That's right. Very easy to work with.
Okay.
So let's speak about that. So how are things does one person handle the design, one person handles the business? Is it equal or?
It's so we have a team that helps with a lot of the design stuff. Most of the ideas are mine and Carol's, mostly Carroll. A lot of the business side is me. All the build is him. And then we kind of combine a lot of our stuff together.
We are very open with our team.
Uh-huh.
We're open book. If they have ideas, they bring them. We've implemented a lot of the ideas that the team brings, and we like that concept. A lot of people are like, well, I don't know, but what good's having a team if you don't let them bring stuff to the table? And we would be nothing without our team.
Oh, absolutely.
Our team is fantastic. I'd put our team up against anybody's, and I've worked with some great people.
One of the things that gets the longest line at our attraction was not our idea. It's Madame Bestet, our feline fortune teller, and that was her idea. She came to us, and then it turned into a big thing. And same with our escape room. That wasn't us either. This is all just our team coming to us with ideas, and we're like, yes, let's do it. And it works out. So
yeah, we want our team to always think they can bring new stuff to the table. And sometimes that's great. We just can't do it this year. Maybe let's talk about it next year.
Yeah.
I don't know. You have to be supportive of the team that you have, and you have to listen to them. And because that's what keeps the thing rolling.
We've both been on teams where we're not heard, and it's just weird because it's that would work. And so now we know, we strive not to be like that at all. It's just nice, I think.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate the team. Listen to them.
Mhm.
There's some ideas that, as great as they are, they're just not feasible. You can't fit it into
Right.
the haunt. But, toss those ideas around. If you can't use them this year, see if you can build it somehow in the future, or even just a small part of what they suggested, just
Yeah.
room or an idea. We can't do this in this incarnation of our haunt, but we can take that same sort of idea, that scare, that physical scare, flip it around, make something else.
Yeah. So it works out.
Yeah, I mean, it's it feels good, when you come up with something like you're sitting at Transworld and we're having some food. We love Transworld for the food. That's why we go. We don't really go for the haunt.
Yeah.
For the
The
food and
atmosphere.
So everybody's aware. So we'll be sitting there on the mezzanine or somewhere, and we'll come up with an idea, and we'll sketch it out on a napkin or a piece of paper, and we talk about it. And we get back here to Tennessee, and it's really cool when you all come up with something and you put it together and you build it, and everybody brings their own expertise to it. Sound, lighting, videography, acting, performance, whatever. And then next thing you know, how opening night happens and people are loving it, and you're just like, that is so sick. It's so great. We love that.
When it all comes together at the end and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, not perfect, but
And
So
it started with a greasy napkin. That's
that's right. Do you hang those napkins up somewhere? Just
Have them
for
all somewhere.
Yeah, I keep all of my drawings,
Yeah.
or sketches or doodles, whatever you want to call them. I do keep everything. Now I may not know exactly where it is, and it may not be organized, but I do. I've kept every birthday card or card that I've ever received from everybody, probably since my adult life, and keep those. I don't know why. I think I'm going to make like a big scrapbook one day, but my haunt scrapbook one day will be pretty cool. I think.
Volume 6.
Yeah.
So give us, without giving all of the scares away, give us a brief rundown of your haunt, your outdoor haunt, what some of the themes are and what some of the buildings or areas that you have that people might encounter as they're coming through.
Well, this is our coming into our fourth year. And this year we're going to have 4 attractions, which we started out with only 3. So this year we are bringing back Dark Raven, which is your basic haunted mansion, generic spooky mansion haunt. Our second one is Hello Video Slashback, which is a video store, which is what we're mainly known for. And that's a fan favorite. We're always going to have that one. And then we're going to turn our Big Top Meats, which was like a cannibalistic chainsaw clowns slaughterhouse. We're turning that into Meltdown Nuclear Nightmare. And Nuclear Nightmare is based off the Chernobyl disaster, but we've put our own little twist on it. And our 4th attraction is called Dark Acres All Hallows Eve, and it's basically a scary corn maze. We have a regular corn maze that's not scary, but people have been asking us for years if we can just make a scary one. So now we're 2 corn mazes, one scary, one not. And of course, we got all the photo ops, and that what I'm seeing on the screen there is us adding on to our crypt shop. And we got Madame Bastet. We have the Mobile Ghost Lab escape room. We have the brand new this year is the Bamboo Lounge, the Halloween tiki bar area. Some of this stuff, obviously it's not seasoned, so don't judge us.
That's why he's in there cutting plants.
Yeah, this is all summer sweat haunt business
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I hate when the news comes. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna shoot some stuff." I was like, "All right, don't show that, please. Don't show that. Oh God, you showed the worst part, and you could have showed."
Yeah, we're gonna go backwards. So we'll eventually run into the cool photos. So
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we have that. We're also, when you enter the property, you're entering through a giant 25-foot pumpkin. So that's like the main entrance to our.
Let me try to go back and find some.
Yeah, our pumpkin portal is what we call it.
Yeah,
the pumpkin portal is pretty cool. And we're also going to add a fear zone this year, which is our version of a scare zone. And we're gonna take the Big Top Meats thing, and that's what we're gonna theme that with. So chainsaw clowns will not be disappearing; they'll be back. So
yeah,
there it is, the big old pumpkin portal with our dead.
Wow. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was fun to build. Let me tell you.
Reclaimed lumber.
No, so the pumpkin itself, we used all brand new lumber for that. We wanted to make sure that it stayed a while. those 6x6s there were like, I think we put them they were over 20 feet, I think.
Yeah.
They're 20 feet tall, and then we had to put them, like 3 feet in the ground, but we gained our height back by the top platform, and that was all pressure treated fence panels that you see. And then I had some a sign. I had old milky plexiglass on there, so we got that. And of course, the stem was two 55-gallon drums. And then there was some of the other stuff that's built in there that is reclaimed, but a lot of it was brand new because we wanted to make sure the pumpkin was going to be a staple, and want to make sure that it wasn't going to go anywhere for our duration.
Oh, yeah, she's made it through quite a few storms.
Yeah.
And that's where people walk through to get into the ticket booth or into the haunt itself, or
The ticket booth will be in front of the pumpkin, but that's once they get through the pumpkin,
that's the entrance. Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Have you checked out HauntersToolbox.com yet? It's free to join and full of useful information to help you start and grow your own haunted attraction business. All the information on HauntersToolbox.com is created by the pros who do it. We have a library with ebooks and presentations on topics like creating an employee handbook, starting a business plan, or the best types of lights to use at your haunt, plus a lot more. You get instant access to the library plus free video masterclasses by the experts in the haunt industry. Classes like Alan Hops from Dark Hour Haunted House teaching scare acting, or Philip Hernandez from the Haunted Attraction Network teaching marketing and social media, or Leonard Pickle from Hauntpreneurs teaching haunt design and construction. I even got a few master classes in there as well. You don't have to do it alone. Let us help you. We also host monthly live master classes to steer you in the right direction so you don't get lost. Once you become a member, you also get instant updates on our next masterclass in your email so you don't miss the next one. And if you need more one-on-one help, there is an option for that as well. I would be honored to help you get your attraction started or help you grow your current one. I know what it takes. Let's talk. If you're interested, you want to start and grow your haunted attraction, go check out HauntersToolbox.com. Don't be scared.
Daryl, like that hearse? You're the hearse guy.
Oh, I'd love to have a hearse. Yeah, she's looking pretty sweet. Is that mid-70s?
It's actually an 85,
yeah.
but
Oh,
about that hearse. We drove that thing to St. Louis twice. It was a great grocery getter, a lumber getter. It was a fantastic car.
head turner.
And then the head gasket blew, and that's a front wheel drive. I think it's the North Star motor. So if you know anything about that, you know that that's a pain in the butt to fix. So it runs long enough for us to park it at the road, and then
That's it.
and that's it. So we do plan on getting it fixed. It's just one of those things that nobody really wants to touch it because of the
Yeah,
problems.
we just got to find the right person.
Yeah. So
Right.
Yeah, just do a full engine transplant, huh?
Yeah.
The hearse needs a hearse.
That's right. Yeah, there's our new attraction this year. That's based off of the Chernobyl disaster. I love Chernobyl. I don't know what it is about Chernobyl.
Really obsessed.
But the way this starts is, we know Chernobyl happened. Reactor 4 blew up April 26, 1986. But we always thought it was human error. Well, not necessarily. The Soviets were doing some secret experimentation on some of these super soldiers. They found a fungus that could actually feed off radiation, and they were using them to make these super soldiers. I mean, think about it. Nuclear war is what everybody's scared about. If you have soldiers that radiation doesn't bother them, right? Anyway, they escape. They basically attack the reactor. It blows up, and then the fungus goes through the air. It becomes airborne and infects everyone else. So not only do you have radiation levels that are stupid high, you have this fungus in the air that's turning people into these radiation fiends, monsters. And then you have the super soldiers, we call dark dwellers, that the Soviets were experimenting with. So that's kind of the idea of Meltdown Nuclear Nightmare.
Do you offer the guests going through a face mask just so they can remember COVID days, and not get infected?
We don't want to create that PTSD, But I mean, some people, we still have people that do wear masks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the dust and the particles and just, so we will give them what we call a light bar. And when you go inside the power plant portion, there's no light in there, and that's your only source of light. And it kind of helps keep you from ingesting the radiations, what we tell them, you know. So we made up this whole spiel, and it'll be kind of fun and unique. We hope but I hope it doesn't go over people's heads. That's another thing I have a problem with. I'm
Yeah.
not real good at is I'll come up with something and they're like, Carroll, nobody's going to get that. I'm like, maybe not, but maybe we'll try it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some customers that are definitely in it for one reason, but there is that group of customers that soak up the story and they'll totally love it. It's not going to hit everybody, but there is definitely a group that do love that sort of stuff, love all of the backstory, soak it all
Yeah.
up.
And and that's what you have to do that for those people. The generic haunt goer, they don't care. They're getting dragged there by a friend or whatever.
Mhm.
But the people that do care, that's who you do it for. And that's what makes you feel good is when they comment and go, man, that was great. You're like, hell yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you still got to have the regular scares that maybe don't completely make sense in the storyline, but hey, it entertained them and made them jump, so that's what counts.
That's right.
That's some of the crew.
That right there is my
Theater.
old high school theater teacher. She brings a field trip out every year for theater kids so they can understand, like, you know, the haunted houses aren't just, you know, popping out of boo holes and scaring you. There's, you know, lighting involved, you know, set design,
Mhm.
choreography, just, you know, acting, you know, all that stuff that goes into a haunted house. And so she brings her students out, and sometimes other theater teachers bring their kids out. So
Yeah.
that's really fun.
So we host field trips.
That's cool. Do you ever get any actors from those field trips?
Not from there. We are trying to get the look, like they drive almost an hour to come to us.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're trying to get the local schools on board, but you know, we're still trying to do that. And sometimes getting the approval. Can I take the students to a haunted house? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So how do you find your actors?
From all over, really. Most of our actors are local. They just live in the community. And then we are also very close to Tennessee Tech. So we're next to like a college town. So some of them come from Cookeville as well, which is about 15 minutes from us. So that's kind of where we pull from, mostly those two places.
It's kind of word of mouth. You guys
We
create
post
ads.
about it, and we host a hiring event. And we post in all the like local Facebook groups and stuff like that.
So how many people or how many actors do you normally have, and then other staff as well?
It's about we have about 60 all together. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. You know, usually if it's less, we're like, oh God. The way our attraction is set up, it is kind of spread out, and that's great and all until you're trying to like staff it. This is the first time I've ever had a problem staffing the staff. Usually it's you can't find enough actors. This is like, we don't have enough staff to take tickets or to scan tickets or to tell people where to go. So that's been our biggest problem. We always find enough, but it's really thin sometimes. And you're just like, ugh. So
I want to stop on this photo because this is inside the video store.
yeah, that's right.
Yep.
And you built that from scratch.
Yeah.
We sure did.
Sure did.
So how did you print the tape cassette covers off? Did you
Those
find
are
these off
actually-
digital?
That's
So I'll give you exactly how this came to be. The video store idea came about when I was still in Nashville working at the Nashville Haunted Woods. So I had this idea of a mom and pop video store, and when people would bring their tapes in late or they wouldn't rewind them, they would kidnap them, torture them, kill them, and they'd video it, and then they would put that video on the shelf for people to watch, right? And I was like, that sounds more like a horror movie than a haunted house. So I took that concept and I was like, well, I still want to do the video store aspect. So I said, what if a vampire ran a video store? He only fed on people that didn't rewind their tapes or turn their tapes in late. and each scene in the video store is his top picks. That's how the video store was created. But when I decided to build the video store, we had nothing. I was like, I don't know how we're going to do it, but we're going to do it. So one of our original people that started Halloween Hollow, Jason Cottrell, he was friends with a local video store that was going out of business. And his dad was a cabinet maker and made, in the 80s, video store shelves for VHS tapes. And this video store was selling them. So we bought all of those and we put those around the perimeter. And then another video store was going out and they have the shelves you see in the middle there. So we got those, put those together. And then we found an old KFC buffet sign, took it and put our neon in it for hello. And then we had a video letters from another video store that we found. So everything came together. And then performance manager Brad Loftus found a whole lot, like a big bunch of boxes of VHS tapes at a flea market. And the lady said, $100 and they're yours. And that gave us so many tapes. And
Now people won't stop giving them to us.
yeah, so we keep collecting tapes. And this was one of the hardest decisions we made was, do we glue the tapes down or do we let people grab them and look at them? And it's the best decision. We decided not to glue them because people love going in there, showing their kids. This was Netflix. This is what Netflix was. Because before you go to the haunted house, Rewind, our video store clerk, he lets you kind of
meander
through there, and then he kind of messes with you a little bit. Then you go in, and it's really awesome.
So like the video store is kind of used as like a holding pen almost before you actually enter the attraction.
Okay. So is there a queue line
unique.
in
That's
there?
cool.
What's that?
Or is there a queue line through there, or is it just
Yeah. So each like
each row?
row, it could be a queue, but we only use the middle queue because Joseph, who plays Rewind, he goes live on TikTok, and that's a huge, big event for us. I mean, he's got, I don't know how many followers in that thing every night. It's just a huge, blew up. So we like to keep that going, and people love watching it, and they'll post like the best scares of the weekend, and it's great.
I want to see the lit up photo of that.
Video store lit up. It's on there somewhere. You probably got to keep scrolling.
Yeah.
There it
Probably
is.
in-
Past photo. See it?
Kind of above the jaws.
See, go up,
Over
go
to the
up,
left.
up. It's got a bunch of people right to your left.
Down.
Down to your left. Down right there.
Right there.
right there.
Yeah, that's our cast video, our photo in front of the video store.
Okay, so that's your cast of that year, last year,
Was this?
Most of them, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
March 7th.
Mm-hmm.
And then so they go into the store sort of as a staging area, and then once they leave the video store, that you go. So you said like half a dozen different scenes of movies. Then
Yeah. We try to create our own scenes and whatnot. I mean, last year we did add a certain killer from a certain camp, just to kind of. I like stuff like that. I mean, a lot of haunts are like, I'm not doing that. We don't base our whole haunted house around that, but I like to throw in a lot of Easter eggs and a lot of that stuff, and people seem to really like that. But yeah, we have a scene called Camp Blood, Slaughter Salvage. We have Barn Burner, Isle of the Dead, Voodoo Bayou. So I mean, there's just a bunch of different things inside the video store, and it constantly changes. So the video store will stay, but the scenes may change because we like the concept of the video store a lot, and people know us for the video store and the giant pumpkin. That's kind of what we're known for. Hey, you're the video store, huh? Yeah, that's us.
hey,
Yeah.
gotta stand out.
It's original.
Yeah, we went to
Oh, that's
Uranus.
Uranus.
Yeah, that's right down the road from me.
Yeah. See, that's what
Down
we
there.
instead of Trans World. It's just like food and
Adventures.
So, what else? What can they expect? So, somebody attends your haunt. What can they expect all night long? Is there a midway? Are the haunted attractions back to back? How things flow?
So the way we do it, you enter through the pumpkin, and then to the right you'll see kind of like a little pumpkin patch area. That's where our feline fortune teller is. So you can get a ticket for her and spend some time in there. And then we also will have kind of a fear zone that you'll walk through. and then you'll come up on the 3 attractions. You don't have to go to one particular one first. It's kind of open to whatever one you want to go into, depending on the ticket you have. If you have our multi-pass, then you can do everything. And so you can choose whichever one you want to go through. You come out, you can meander to the next one, or we have fire dancers that you can come check out. We have a midway with some photo ops, and our gift shop, which we call the Crypt Shop. And then this year we'll also have, each attraction will exit out towards our bamboo lounge, which will have like, you can like buy snacks and beverages and hang out and listen to music, and there's gonna be some photo ops in there. And then you can finish the night in the corn maze if you want to. A lot of people tend to do that. And then we usually have, and then we also have like some fire pits you can hang out around throughout the property. So we make it so that you can spend a few hours with us, so that if you do have to drive a little bit, it's worth it.
We consider ourselves a destination.
Mm-hmm.
Most haunted houses, that model of going to one haunted house, it takes you about 30 minutes to go through, and then you leave. Like, I feel like people are getting more and more away from that. Now, obviously, some haunts, they can't help that. That's
their
that,
parking situation, you know.
But with us, we have the space, and you can spend 2 to 3 hours at our place, and we are 58 minutes from Nashville's airport. So a lot of people are like, well, I don't know. Well, we tell them all the time, like, hey, man, make it a destination type trip. Come out, spend 2 to 3 hours. You'll love it. Go home. You'll be telling everybody to come out. That's what we like to do, is like create that environment. And we have 3 tiers of tickets: the multi-pass, the RIP pass, the slasher pass, and then the RIP pass. The RIP pass is immediate access. It's almost like $100, but I mean, we did a 3rd tier ticket for like immediate access. People pay for it. It's money. If you don't have a 3rd tier ticket or you get immediate access, you're just throwing away money, because people will pay for it. And it's one of those cool little things. They get to go through as many times as they want. So that's like a perk. They get a free drink. They get a cool little lanyard they can take home.
Get a snack.
A snack. So it's like, I don't know. It's a really cool thing, and people really like it. And we've created our own version of like a Halloween town. People think this is a Halloween town.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's the tickets right there.
So you got concessions and beverages available for the people that are there?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Non-alcoholic beverages and some snacks. We don't do hot food, but there's always food trucks on property at the same time with us. So.
And how many food trucks do you normally have?
It's
usually one a night, yeah. Okay. But it's usually, the one that we get the most is called the Pizza Machine, and their food is so good. But
in the Pizza Machine, you pay what you think you can. So basically, if you want a piece of pizza, all right, whatever you think it's worth to you. Don't have any money, take it.
It's yours, yeah.
It's yours. So that's how they operate. The Pizza Machine is a really great group of people, and we really support what they do. We usually use the Pizza Machine probably 2 nights out of the year to feed our actors, and we just pay them instead of getting pizza from a big corporation somewhere. We just pay those guys, and they're very appreciative, and we're appreciative of them.
Shop local. It's the way to go.
Yes.
Oh yeah. So you have the RIP ticket and the season pass ticket. What's the difference? The season pass all season long?
Oh, so we get certain people who come quite a bit. Like, they'll come every weekend. So that's kind of what that is a ticket for them to come as many times as they want, unlimited. So,
but they get basically slasher pass,
access.
Yeah, access with the season pass.
Your general admission ticket is $30.
And that gets you all 4 haunted houses, attractions, plus the not so scary corn maze, and then also the like fear zone and the midway and all that stuff. So
you guys have special nights like blackout nights?
Our biggest one is Slasher Weekend, which is the 10th and 11th, and it's a lot of fun. We have like the guy who plays Rewind, Joe Bodkin. He'll play Ghostface, and then we'll have a couple of other slashers wandering around for photos. It's a lot of fun, and it's a pretty popular weekend.
We have a lot of cosplayer friends. They dress up, and
they'll come out that weekend.
So they're not like, we don't have slashers in the haunt necessarily, but they're roaming around and they take photos, and people just love that. You know?
So it's just more photo op in the common areas for the people.
Mm-hmm.
I think too, a lot of people don't realize that, and to me, ever since I've been doing this, it's shifted. You got to make sure that where people spend most of their time is in the queue, in the midway, what we call ours the fairway, and all these other places. You got to spend as much time making that cool and happening as you do the haunts itself, because that's where people have their phones out and taking pictures. Just, I mean, I don't know. It's just a completely different animal these days, and everybody's, you know, they're always wanting new stuff, and we're like, all right, we got to give them something new this year. You know?
And before we got on live, you were talking about how they have permission to record and all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have decided to stop fighting, you know, everybody who comes in with a phone. So now we allow it. So last year we tried the Go Live or Die challenge, where you got to go live and come through our Big Top Meets attraction. We saw a pretty good reaction to that. And so now we have just stopped like going after people who are recording or have phones out, because what's the point? Like, I mean, they're going to show it to their friends and whoever's watching them online, and then those people will get interested and come out and want to see it for themselves. You know, they're not, like you said earlier, like it's not showing everything. It's not showing all the details that they'll miss if they don't come, you know. So it's pretty, we've decided to just try it, and it's worked out really well for us.
I know
And that
whenever I
doesn't
see
ruin
it,
the scares. That doesn't ruin the scares you think for other people?
I don't think so. Because the way most people do it, you can't really tell where the scares are coming from. All of a sudden, it's usually just like a monster is in front of their face, you know? So it's not like the people are going to memorize where the monsters are coming from and be like, oh, yeah, no, I think one's going to be here. Like, people do that anyway. Like, they try and predict where the monsters are going to be. It doesn't matter. So I think we think it's kind of worked out for us.
yeah, whenever I see a preview, I want to see more. So I usually, I want to go see that haunt. So
And we are really big on, in previews, you everything you see in our previews, you'll see on property. We're not one of those places that'll just show you some scary monsters and hope that you don't notice that they're not there. So that's definitely something we're really big on too.
it's you have a work for us tab. Are you guys still hiring for the season?
Yep, we are. Our hiring event is August 17th. That's a Sunday. And then we have some trainings after that, but that's our big hiring event.
So what do you do during your hiring event? And then what do you do during your training?
Our hiring event, so we'll have them come in, fill out some paperwork, especially if they've never worked for us, because we do pay our actors and our staff. And then they will go in and interview with whichever, if you're interviewing for acting, you'll interview with our performance manager. If it's staff, you'll either interview with Chuck or Cameron, or if you're doing makeup. So we have a couple of different things, and you'll tell us when you come in, and then we'll have you go in and interview with those people. And then we kind of have like a little bit of we do it to where people can kind of do like a meet and greet too. So we hang out with them and like talk to them and get them feeling comfortable around us and all the people that are involved. And then so that's our hiring event. And then we have an orientation and we have our trainings. We do actor training, and then we'll do a separate staff training, which normally we do them together, but this year we decided to try it separately just because there's no reason to have the staff do actor training if that's not what they're there for. So we'll do it separately, but it'll be run by whichever manager is in charge of that. So our performance manager will run the actor trainings, and then our staff manager will run that.
Have you guys, when you first started up the first year, what was the biggest challenges for you guys? Because I know a lot of people aren't there yet and they want to start something.
The first year was a blur for me. I do remember there were so many challenges. A lot of people don't understand that we built Halloween Hollow with less than $100,000.
We built it and we opened and ran it for that.
for less than 100,000, and we had 3 haunted attractions, corn maze, and that was a lot. I think I took years off my life, to be honest with you. And we did something that a lot of people don't do, is we started our payout at $13 an hour. And I know there's some haunts out there, mega haunts, that pay minimum wage, and the minimum wage is still like $7 something, $8. And I said, if we ever do a haunted house again, I want to make sure that we pay at least a decent wage. And our goal is to get up to 15 at some point. But right now, I mean, $13 an hour is that's a huge, it's a big hit. But we retain people for that reason. They probably would work if they weren't getting paid, but
we would never
they
do that
love
to
it.
them. Yeah.
We also have to have 2 sheriffs on site, and they're 55 an hour. But it's like talking earlier about the community. We're basically giving back to the community in a sense, where we're giving the community an ability to have fun and a job, and make $13 an hour instead of working at McDonald's part-time, or the police department, the sheriff's department. They get to come out, see this cool event, like, oh man, this is a lot of fun. And one of them even showed us his body cam footage, which is pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
It was like weird seeing a body cam
going through
the
our
haunt,
haunted
all the
house,
actors coming out. So that the first year was just everything you could think went wrong. There's so many things, and I'm an open book. So if you ever want to reach out to me, send me a message. I'll tell you everything.
Oh yeah.
There's just so much to talk about now, but we decided to start building this haunted house when lumber went through the roof. Everything just went through the roof in 2022. It was like, oh great, lumber is just stupid expensive, and I'm very resourceful. So I did get a lot of stuff. Like a friend of mine called me and said, hey, my company's tearing out this gymnasium floor, and there's pressure treated 2x4s underneath it in 3/4 plywood. We went and got 3 trailer loads.
Oh yeah.
And just using that. It's weird how the haunt gods sometimes just bless you and grace you with these things. You're like, wow, I need this. And it's like, boom, there it is. It's like, oh yeah.
It's probably because you sacrificed the proper amount of pumpkins to the right Halloween gods. So.
Yeah, yes.
This podcast episode sponsored by Scarlet Badges.
We always were looking for ideas to get those actors to take it to the next level. I really want to do something that they can use more than just a meal, or they can use more than just a that a boy, that a girl. They love this stuff, but it's not really promoting a haunter. And then I sit down, Scarlet Badges comes out. That's when I realized this is amazing, because not only is it giving them an attaboy, but it's also promoting them all year round. And to promote somebody, to give somebody accolades all year round and have them be able to wear it on their shoulder with pride means a lot. This right here says this is who nailed it on this day in this year for the rest of their life, for the rest of their haunting life. And that's what I really love about this product, is you're able to give haunting to somebody an attaboy 365 days a year. And that's, so hats off to you guys. I think this is a great product, and I wish you the best of luck, because it's awesome.
Get your Scarlet Badges at scarebadges.com.
Yeah.
So then from the business side of things, it's tough. You said you first started, you're doing under 100,000 for your startup, which is pretty low end on what it, costs to start a pro haunt. And you've grown every year. How do you manage the business needs of what you're trying to do with, unless you just won, millions of dollars and you could just do anything you want? How do you manage what you can afford to do versus what you want to do?
Well, there's a lot of stuff we want to do.
Yeah.
And, luckily we have a team that understands that, we're not made of money, and we all kind of team together. How can we do this without spending this?
Yeah.
And I've been that way my whole haunted house career, even working for some larger haunts. I remember, working in Orlando with Epic, and they were like, we got this. I mean, I don't even know what that budget was. It was crazy insane, but I'm working with these carpenters, and I was like, yeah, we need this, we need that. I was like, guys, we got a whole pile of scrap lumber over here. We can build the swamp shack with this. Like, what are you trying to, And they're like, well, and it was just, you could just tell that people aren't used to building with nothing.
Mm-hmm.
How that I come up, and we've saved a lot of money that way. But I tell people all the time, there's some things you can't go cheap on, and safety is one of them.
Oh yeah.
Like you got to make sure you build everything that's up to safety and codes, and make sure that nobody's going to get injured, because you don't want to black eye the industry. And I hate when I see people cutting corners for safety because it costs too much. I don't know. It's but from that standpoint of, can we do it or not? Because we don't have the money. We just get together and say, can we make it happen? If we can, cool. If not, all right, well, we're going to try anyway. And that's just what we do.
Yeah.
That's what we do. Make it happen. I think.
And then you sacrifice another pumpkin, and the haunt gods give you
Exactly.
flooring.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Or Carroll will stick his head in a dumpster and be like, you guys.
I've been known to do that myself. I love haunt porn. I can't help it. I love it. Haunt porn is it's very special to me.
Everywhere.
It is everywhere.
Yeah, we kind of haunt the same way, Carol. That's kind of the way I am too.
Yeah, I mean,
You gotta.
I can't hide this redneck, I guess.
Well, I was starting up the Dead Factory, and part of mine was medical themed, and I needed a bunch of medical equipment. And just so happens, my local hospital was getting rid of a bunch of stuff in an auction, and there was only 2 people that showed up. And I got all this stuff for $20.
Man, isn't that great?
Stretchers, incubators, microscopes, IV poles, 2 big hospital beds. It was just like, okay, load it up. Let's take it off. It was
My aunt used to work for this hospital, and I said, hey, do you know anybody, there's any old equipment? She's like, well, there's this storage building that nobody's been in a while. Let me ask the guy. So the guy calls me up and says, if you can be here at this time on this day, everything in here can go, but I don't know you. And I went in there, dude. I got some stuff from the 70s and 80s. It had that cool look to it,
Yeah.
A lot of stuff. It lives at Nightmare now. I guess that's probably where most of it is. But man, it was, when we did Dark Descent that year, that was a huge haul, because if we didn't have that stuff, it wouldn't have seemed as real. And that's what I tell people all the time. There's talented prop builders out there that can build you anything. They can build you an iron lung, or build you, these different mechanisms and machines. And they're very talented, but that takes time, and it costs a lot of money, because you want to pay an artist for their time. When you can find something that's legit and been through it, and you can just place it in the scene that you've built around it, man, and it has history. It has a story. I love walking through the haunt and telling people.
And potentially has its own ghosts attached to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, I have a killer clown-looking painting, and it's haunted.
Nobody wants it.
Nobody wants it.
So we have it in our house.
It's in our house right now. So, but there's something going on with that painting.
I think it's protecting us.
It likes you.
Yeah.
Another sacrifice.
I do believe that certain items, things are attached for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Philip Clark is saying, I got you on the ghosts. So
he's our Ghostbuster.
He is our Tennessee ghost. They protect the hollow. They used to keep the corn maze from anything spooky, and the corn maze, and they run the mobile escape lab. So Phil is awesome. Phil is part of our team. He does a lot of our stuff at Site B. So videos, graphic design. Phil is the man.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of comments on Facebook from Phil. So we see you, Phil.
And his wife is the feline fortune teller.
Yeah.
So it's and Phil hated haunted houses until he started hanging out with us.
Yeah.
So that's
so tell us about Madame Bastet, a feline fortune teller. We saw one picture of her earlier.
Yeah, she's literally a cat. The person who plays her too, she's a cat. Like every time she speaks to you, she'll just meow at you. But this started out as a quirky idea and that she wanted to do because she had the mask. And then it kind of exploded. And she does actually read cards. She does do tarot. And she's incredibly accurate. It's crazy. We have people that will just come to see her. The first year she was here, we did not charge for her. And we had to start charging because
So many people wanted to.
so many people. And it would get to the point where we would close down and she would still have a huge line. So we had to start kind of, managing her time a little and treating her that way and charging for it. So, but she also does donations to animal shelters with in there, so people can donate to that while they're there. And so it's a whole thing. She loves cats, and it kind of turned into who she is.
So as long as you don't put your phone on the edge of her table, because
Yeah.
she'll just kind of knock it off.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Bring her some milk.
Darn cats. You know how they are.
Do you have any other side attractions? I think the escape room is another
Yeah,
one.
the mobile ghost lab, Tennessee Ghostbusters kind of hang out around that area, and it's just a 5-minute escape room. And basically, this ghost containment contraption type thing is about to go offline, and you got to see if you got what it takes to be a ghost wrangler, I guess you could say. So basically, it's recruiting to see if you got what it takes to possibly be a Ghostbuster. There's Jim Jam in the Crypt Shop there. So the mobile escape game, the mobile ghost lab, it's a lot of fun. Phil did a great job. Him and Chuck worked together on that. My dad left a trailer at the haunt, and I stole it from him because he left it there. And I built this room on the back of the trailer. And then I said, "Here you go, Phil. Have at it." And he turned it into the mobile ghost lab.
There is a will, there is a way.
That's right. That's right.
So
Now-
what do you
Okay,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
Go ahead, Brian. Go ahead.
I was going to ask him what he sells in his merchandise shop, and does it change year to year?
So we have there's a shirt there, but we were pretty low on them last year. But this year we'll have shirts, sweatshirts, and then we have lanyards. Jimmy makes a bunch of shirts that we sell for him too, or that he sells, button ups, and then we also have like purses and wallets and stickers and pins,
Jewelry.
all the normal stuff you typically see in like a haunted house gift shop.
We have a lot of talented people on our team. Some of them make jewelry. They make a lot of wares. I got a friend that does taxidermy, like bone.
Oh yeah,
and things
we have
like
those
that.
in there too.
So we do a lot of like just random spooky stuff in there. And that way, hey, it's just, you fill it with stuff, make it look cool. Like my final vision for the Crypt Shop is a spooky Cracker Barrel. So you see antiques in there, you see merchandise. Of course, Halloween Horror Nights does a really good job on their, what is it called? Their tribute store.
Oh yeah.
They do a really good job with that. But since we're in Tennessee in the South, it'd be kind of cool to, I envision this spooky Cracker Barrel. And that's what it'll eventually be. And last year was the first time we actually built a structure for it.
And we're expanding it this year.
The first few years, it was just under a bunch of tents.
Yeah.
But they're always busy. People are always buying stuff. And, cool little trinkets for their time at the Hollow.
Now, I was going to ask you about what you do off season. Do you participate in anything? Do you do like Valentine's events, or do you guys participate in parades or anything like that to kind of keep that momentum going all year round?
We try to do everything we can. There's so much stuff going on. We do get out in the community quite a bit. Per our lease agreement, we're limited on our off-season events, but next year we are going to do something Memorial Day weekend in May.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be really exciting. So people are really stoked about that. You just want to go ahead and tell them what we're going to do?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Might as well.
So we're going to call it Halloween Mayhem, and it's going to be Memorial Day weekend, Friday, Saturday. And we're going to open up the video store that we have, that haunt, and then we're going to open up Dark Raven. But Dark Raven has been overrun with vampires, or what we call them lust bloods. We actually, everything Halloween Hollow that inhabits Halloween Hollow is kind of has its own category. So kind of like think Harry Potter houses. We have our own factions of fear. So we have 5 of those: Lust Blood Vampires, Hallinger Werewolves, Nightwalker Ghost, Scruffian Cryptids, and Hallowspell Witches. So we also actually have a test that you can take to see which one of those you are. But anyway, so Dark Raven is overrun with Lust Blood Vampires, and we're going to give you a special water gun full of some kind of blessed substance, which is water, and they get to take the water guns and shoot the vampires. So that's something that we're going to kind of do next year, which will be kind of fun and cool.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Now, do you get to go to, county fairs as Halloween Hollow, or like I say, parades or anything like that?
The Tennessee Ghostbusters do a lot of parades. They do a lot of cons. We do more cons. We go to set up cons and tables. Sometimes, unfortunately, in the community we're in, a lot of people still think, they hear Halloween haunted house, they think, oh, here comes the devil. Not true, obviously. That's kind of the big thing that we have to fight, the stigma of that. But as we get more and more into it and more people understand who we are, they're more welcoming, and that's good.
Yeah, we did just hold an Easter event, and it was actually a lot bigger than we expected.
Yeah. The kids loved it.
Yeah.
Parents loved it. Next year we're gonna have to do twice the eggs. And I mean, golly, stuffing eggs sucks, man.
Yeah.
That's not cool at all. And it was not spooky whatsoever. We had the Easter bunny under the big pumpkin photo ops. It was non-spooky, just trying to get the community out there. And they loved it. It was a free event, and I think we're going to do more of that.
Good.
Yeah.
Keep yourself in the mind and of all of your potential customers, young and old, and show them that it's not just satanic worship, right? There's still that connection in some places. A question about your staff. You said that you're paying them and you're doing above minimum wage. Do you have age restrictions on your staff? Like, do they have to be teens or adults or
16 and up? Yeah.
16 and up? Yeah. Okay.
And something that we do that's different than a lot of people, we offer at the beginning of the year, do you want nightly pay or do you want bi-weekly pay? Nightly pay, we pay them through Venmo. Okay. And then we 1099 them at the end of the year. Or if you're bi-weekly, we send you a W-2. We take taxes out on you. Which we found that when somebody can get paid nightly or within 24 hours of their shift, they really like that, especially when you're a young kid, always having money in your pocket. A lot of people don't do that. We do that, and it works really well for us.
You're spoiling them.
Yes, we do. We do spoil our people. I don't care.
Good.
We feed them. We give them premium Halloween candy. We give them all kinds of food, and we hope they appreciate it because sometimes, like I said, we've done this long enough. We know that some haunts, they don't get that. It's we really, and our management team, to keep them from driving back to Nashville every night, we get a large cabin or Airbnb, and we hang out up there all year.
Yeah.
During the month.
Oh wow.
October, so we get to hang out and crash there and discuss the night. We'll go to Waffle House, or I'll cook taquitos or pizza rolls, and I'll make them breakfast in the morning. And that's what we do. And it's that, to me, is some of my favorite memories so far of Halloween Hollow is the night after the show's closed, and we're sitting at this giant table, all of us together, discussing the night and discussing, all the funny things that happened and the camaraderie there. That's what I love about it.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the same thing we do it when we go to TW at Transworld. We'll get a big Airbnb and we all stay together and we talk about it. And it's just, like I said, when you have a team like ours, man, it's hard to beat. Oh, that's a video store there.
I love the videotapes around the doorway.
Yeah. And then I don't know if you can zoom in on that billboard there, but there's a lot of haunted house Easter eggs.
Different haunts
and different things like that. I mean, there's a lot of different things on there. It's probably hard to see, but a lot of local to Nashville haunted houses. There's some other ones.
Netherworld's on there.
Yeah, Netherworld's on there.
Fruitville's on there.
Yeah, just
Miller's Thrillers.
Miller's Thrillers. Yeah. Even Nashville Nightmare, before it was Nashville Nightmare, it was Antioch Asylum down there, Demon's Den. So we got those flyers from those days. The old death row And that Smith County is a county near us, so I decided that's from like 1994. So if you see the Friday the 13th poster in the office there, that's actually a drop window. And so yeah, I've been there, and that's Rewind's office. And there's actually, I don't know if you saw it, there's an adult section door to, if you zoom back out, you probably won't be able to see it in this one.
No.
See that door to the left's got a handle that says triple X, adults only. So if they
Yeah.
try to open that door handle, you'll hear pervert, pervert. It gets them every time.
Nice.
That's
So you
hilarious.
keep it all night or lit up like this, like a normal store? as
Yeah.
they walk through? Yeah.
Yep.
Just this part. Once they exit the office there, it kind of goes into actual like haunted house rooms and stuff like that. But
Yeah, that's what got me when you guys started doing that. I was like, oh, this theme is cool.
Oh yeah.
Being a product of the '80s.
oh yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. I was born in '85. I'm 40 years old, and I spent many a night in a video store. And see, I molded the Hello Video off of a video store that I went to as a kid. It had wood panel walls. It had all that. And these twin brothers, had two wiener dogs, and they would always be there. And man, it had a smell. It was just, you can't get that now. That's what we're losing when it comes to technology. So sucks.
Yeah.
Kids will never experience that.
I think the more we get into AI, it's already starting to happen. People are craving human experiences already.
Yeah.
Like I think Google or YouTube just something about monetizing videos. If you have an AI voice overlay on a video, they're going to demote it now. They want real voices, real people doing stuff. Because I think if I come across an AI video on my threads or whatever, I just keep scrolling. I'm like, I don't even
Well,
chopped up
it's,
voice.
that's one thing about Halloween Hollow is we're really actor driven. We don't have very many animatronics, and a lot of people really like that. They're like, "Oh man, we really love that y'all are more actor driven." It reminds me of the old school feel, and that's what Halloween Hollow is. It's kind of a retro feel anyway. We're really tapping into the '80s. We're tapping into vintage Halloween, and although we do have some animations, and we're going to add some more, I would like to have most of my animations in the Fearway, and where people are, where they're kind of hanging out. I'd rather it be out there than in the scene itself. Let the actor take control of the scene and do things like that. That's what I like, and I think the team kind of agrees with that for the most part, and that's what we do.
This is the way.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's the way. That's the type of haunts I like. Where it's more actor driven and maybe a startle scare or an air blast or
yeah.
stuff like that. But I hardly ran any of mine. Distractions, a pop-up spider.
And I love being a little different. I mean, nobody wants the same old, same old. We try to do things our way and make it different so people can experience something completely different. Obviously, haunted houses, I mean, you're still scaring people, and they're all going to have some similarities. But if you can make yours your own and do things a certain way, a little bit different, that's what kind of sets you apart. And I think everybody's like, well, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. I was like, well, you don't know what we should do. Actually, I think everybody should do what they want to do. As long as it's safe, I think it's great. As long as you're not hurting people or being just completely vile and hateful, I think you should do whatever you think works for your customers. I don't like clowns. I think chainsaws are stupid, but my customers love it. And as long as we have that, we're going to have them.
I totally agree with you, but when you have a chainsaw wielding clown or a chainsaw wielding nun, it just the customers seem to get very scared. So we keep doing it, right?
Yeah.
You are supposed to though keep doing your breakfast because both Brad and Philip agree that Carroll breakfast is fire. So you're doing the same old, same old. That's one of the things that evidently you need to keep doing.
Yeah.
So.
Although Phil doesn't always wake up for breakfast. He's a late sleeper.
He doesn't like eating breakfast.
Well, he gets the leftovers, does he?
Yeah, exactly.
Loftus appreciates. That's what matters.
So I think I had that horse growing up, and I think we stuck it in the haunt too because we had an actor that was riding one of the old Forgot what
Oh,
they're
the
called.
spring
Yeah.
rocking horses.
Spring horses. Yeah, the big ones. Yeah.
Yeah, that was this scene right here was the kill room for Big Top Meats. That's where the carnies of slaughter would take their victims, and they would have their fun with them, and that was a cool little scene. It's dirty, it's grimy,
It's
you
yeah.
know.
You got animal traps or whatever compared with little toys, little kid
Yeah,
toys at the same time. So
Yeah, great combination. I love that. Just
yeah,
the atmosphere of that. Clowns.
I
yeah.
mean,
The
look at
little
the
toys.
old. That's a clown light fixture that a friend gave me. I mean, that's creepy as hell. That was like, well, that's going to be the centerpiece right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, just
it
love
works.
all of the combination of that stuff. And it does look so dirty and grimy and just the edge to that, just walking into that room would just send shivers up your spine.
Looks like it's been there for 50 years.
Yeah, that's what I like. And everybody's like, man, we had somebody last year say, how long has this video store been here? Like, oh, this is our third year. Like, oh, I thought it was actually here. Like, no, none of this stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that means that your set decoration and distressing is top of the line. That's good.
It could use some work, but I'm working on it. Every year I try to get better and better at it. That's for sure.
Every year you make something look 5 years older,
Yeah, we try
Yeah.
to.
besides the wrinkles in our own faces.
Yeah.
And the gray in our beards, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh man, I hate that unfinished facade there, but oh well, it's part of it. I'm like I said, I don't care. It's one of those things. I do care. That's why I care too much. But when I see people are like, "Oh, Carroll, what about that?" Like, I don't know. It's not finished, but it's still nobody knows it except me, and that's what matters.
But there will be a time that that in the spare 20 minutes a year that you have that you'll fix that up, and then there will be something else that will,
I mean,
nobody else except for you will notice.
let me tell you a funny story. So I'm working for the big company, and they go to Trans World, and they're like, you got to take 2 seminars. We're paying for them. You got to take 2. And I'm like, all right, cool. Let me see what we got. So somebody's teaching seminars on facade building for outdoor attractions. I was like, that sounds good. I'm working an outdoor attraction. Always want to learn new stuff about facades. So I take the class. And I'm in this seminar, and dude starts showing like different facades on the thing, and he pulls up one, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's one of our facades. So I'm like, huh. Shows another one, it's another one of our facades. Then my phone buzzes, bzz, 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 and it's Brett Hayes from Fear Fair. I don't know if y'all know Brett or not.
Yeah.
And he goes, hey man, you want to hop up there and teach this class or what? And it was funny, and it's I don't know. It's I always try to learn as much as I can because a haunter that thinks they know everything, that's not true. You learn something new every year, a new process, a new distressing technique, or whatever. Like there's always something to learn, and I'm always each year I go, what can I add? What can I do new? What can I bring to the table this year? And challenge yourself, right?
Well, that doesn't even go, that's not only just for your owners, like the ownership and the build team learning to build something new, but that happens on a nightly basis with the actors too. I find that some customer will say something, and an actor that knows their character well enough will pick up on that and then use that line on a future customer, right?
Yeah.
And you see your whole team growing. Your build team finds that there's a new technique, or they find something an actor tells them this would work better over on this side of the room because then we can hide behind it or we can scare this way. And just listening to your staff, as you mentioned earlier, you listen to them, and you may not have all of the ideas that are available, and somebody that's working a spot comes up with something and you go, wow, that's brilliant. Guess what we're doing next year? Guess what we're doing next weekend? I got to make a change at something.
Yeah, I used to be one of those people early on. I was really, really hard to work with because I wanted things a certain way and I didn't budge. I didn't budge off of it. I was like, nope, this is how I want it. I want it this way. I'm not budging. And as I've gotten older and realized, you got to be able to wiggle some. And if you're going to have people in certain positions, you have to let them take the reins and, do their job. If you constantly are over their shoulder, micromanaging, they can't do their job. Now, if something happens where you're like, well, okay, this is completely off base, we got to reel this back in, that's happens. But sometimes, man, you just got to let them do their thing because that's what their job is to do,
Well, also thank you for learning and realizing that sometimes we gotta take a step back and can't have it exactly like we want it. And or we take a step back and somebody points something out to us and you realize, oh, that that actually works even better than what I had thought originally because you're seeing it somebody else's perspective is different than yours, right?
Yeah, and they make the joke all the time. Although Eric is probably serious half the time. It's the Carroll Moore show, and
A little bit.
whatever. I don't know. I like things a certain way. Sometimes I do budge more than I used to, for sure. For those that know me a long time, but I do like things a certain way. Sometimes I can't help it.
Well, it's okay having the final say. So I was in the same position where I didn't know how to delegate. So I started learning how to delegate more. And like Daryl was saying, yes, once you kind of step back, it helps in both ways because one, you're not stressing about every little thing, and two, letting your team help you create ideas and do things for you becomes a help because yes, we have it in our mind, but then once they do it, it's probably perfect or even better. And then sometimes you can be like, well, I love this idea, but let's change this light from here and put it here. And then that way we can see that. And, oh yeah, yeah. So I try to let my crew help as much as possible because
Yeah,
it was hard for me to let go of control.
yeah,
But
it's
once I
it's
started
very
doing
hard.
it was like, okay, this is all right. Deep breath, step back. Okay.
You know,
Start putting people in place to help out. So I think it's a
if
big step for new haunts
yeah,
to to as we grow, it's hard for us to grow with it. So it's hard for us to a lot of haunts die at that 4 year mark because it's like, their staff gets too big, they don't know how to handle it, they don't know how to manage it, the numbers get too big, they can't control everything. Like, well, just forget it when we're done. So it's good that you can grow and you've been doing it for so long. So you kind of seen the mistakes of the past of other people. So you're like, yeah, I don't want to do it like that. So let's do it this way and try it out.
Do you know what causes haunted attractions to shut down before they even get started? The top 3 roadblocks are lack of funding, lack of leadership, lack of resources. As a member of the Haunters Toolbox, you get instant access to the tools you need to start and grow your own haunted attraction business. To get started, become a member at haunterstoolbox.com.
Yeah, Brad Loftus is mentioning that having an open line of communication is important, and he even he says your character name may come out when entertaining customers. Mine did. So you just pull that feedback from the customers, and something clicks in your head. And then Doug Cox says, I've noticed over the years you really don't know how the public is going to react to something. A lot of times they'll love things, and it's just chance. And you know it might be a small thing in the room like that clown light that you thought, oh, I'll just put it in there, but it creeps somebody out and suddenly that becomes the clown room, right?
yeah.
You don't know what customers are going to like, and it's different ages of customers will focus in on different things, so it's
We
good
have
good to be adaptable.
we have a scene called Slaughter Salvage. It's about this redneck family that takes stranded motorists and they torture them, kill them, and all that fun stuff, and uses auto parts and meshes them with the body. But anyway, everybody calls it the Dale Earnhardt house, and they're like, "I love that Dale Earnhardt house."
So we started leaning into it more.
Yeah, so raise hell, praise Dale, all that. I think last year I was watching the sound. We had a NASCAR race playing, and the actor was like,
surprise, Dale Earnhardt wins.
But we kind of make that scene like the comedic relief a little bit. We're kind of eases up a little bit, and then I was watching The Mask with Jim Carrey, and hold on to your lug nuts. It's time for an overhaul. And I was like, man, they bought a salvage, and they lopped us. I said, lopped us, and they played with it, and it worked out well. So it's just
That's hilarious.
And going back, my biggest problem is I want people to be like me. I want them to care as much as I do. I want them to have the way I do things. That's why people are different. They're not going to be like me. And I had a really hard time, and I still do, trying to understand that not everybody gets up at 5:30. Not everybody doesn't mind sweating their butt off and doing all this stuff. But you need to find out what their strengths are and use their strengths. And that's what I've learned over the years, is trying to find something that this person can excel at, put them on that, and let them take off and run and make your whole thing better because of it.
Yeah. Don't be afraid. I know some people don't like doing it, but don't be afraid to move actors in season to different spot, different role, because that has saved me plenty of times. Sometimes it'll be 2 or 3 spots, and I'm like, okay, we finally found that spot that you like, that they have a good experience with that spot, and we're comfortable doing that role. Like you said, listening to feedback is key, because I found one guy, he could juggle fire. The fire, they're kind of like balls, but
The poi balls,
string. So he came out, and he had that skill, had a tarot card reader. She became full-time tarot card because that's what she loved doing. So she stopped acting and she started doing that. So it was just like, just listen to feedback is a good thing.
And a lot of people, they're real quiet. They don't really want. It's almost like they're scared to tell you what their talents are outside of the haunted house. Like we have a guy on our team, Cameron, who's like, "Oh yeah, I like to do voiceover stuff." We're like, "What?"
3 years later,
I've known for years. I'm like, "Since when?" He's like, "Dude, I've always dabbled in this, dog." And I'm like, "Okay." So
now he does all our voiceover.
Now we're gonna use him for voiceover stuff, and it's just
some people put that in the application process. They put special talents here, name your top 3 special talents. Well, I like to do voiceovers. I like to juggle fire. I like tarot cards. It's like, I like to sit walk. Okay, all right.
We can use all of that.
I'm a sheet rocker. Okay. Yeah. I want to play this video before we log off. Maybe.
What?
It's downloading.
Where the spirits lurk and the shadows fall. A frightful place where nightmares are born. Your wish never came at the break of dawn. Welcome to the darkness, prepare for the fright. Beware of the creatures that come out at night. Halloween Hollow, where fear is the game. Enter if you dare, but you may not be the same. The haunted screams, the chilling sights. In Halloween Hollow, where the darkness bites.
Nice job. Great video quality, and got some custom music there too. So is that a band you know?
No, it's one of our actors. He wrote that. And it's just like one of those, that's another thing. Like all of a sudden he just started sending us songs and we were like, whoa, dude. So it's like that thing where you just find all their talents.
And you kept the retro theme of the whole commercial. That was awesome.
Yeah, I love, man, I'm like a pop culture junkie, dude. I eat it up, and anytime that we can incorporate that, people are like, "Oh, you ripped off that logo." I was like, it's more of an homage. We have a haunted, like a Waffle House logo. It says Halloween Hollow. It's like, bro, we go there all the time. Like that's one of our staples. It's not. We're not trying to like say that we're Waffle House. It's like, hey, much respect, Waffle House.
Right.
Got it smothered covered. What's up?
Just your hello video sign. Man, that brings back memories. It doesn't look like Blockbuster, but that feel of the independent video store is so there. And the stuff you have inside from what we've seen is, it's definitely
the O fizzles out too. So when the O fizzles out,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
hoping that was happening.
Little things.
Now, Tony Wingert is asking, going with some recent news about things that have happened to other haunts, how do you go about protecting your staff within the haunt?
Well, number one, we have 2 sheriffs walking constantly. We have a huge police presence, 0 tolerance policy, also no weapons. And then our training of our leads and of that nature, we'd have what we call a code red. Anytime something happens, code red, code red, everybody knows exactly what to do, and we're on it immediately. Walkie-talkies, just they're, we even have in our insurance, we have terrorism coverage because of mass shootings and things like that. You have to think about and if it can happen, it will happen, and that's what we try to plan for. We have a big plan of fire emergency, assault, anything, like you name it, we got it. And Loftus does a really good job of relaying that to the leads and to the staff, and we have a pretty good plan. We haven't really had anything too crazy happen, and things that have happened, we've been on it really fast. So, if somebody wants to act crazy, they're going to act crazy. It's up to us to make sure we stop them before it gets completely out of hand, and we make sure that we will prosecute. That's one thing that we said. Like, we have 16-year-olds that work there. If something happens to one of them, we're going to prosecute as far as we can.
Yeah, and we specifically train everybody on property, like, not to get involved until, step away, like, or, when they're scaring, they're at least arm's length distance so that they're not, it's just everything. We try and think of everything.
And two, like an actor, we're always trying to explain this. Don't put yourself in a weird situation. Don't Miranda to a little dark area of the Fearway where there's a group of people by themselves. Maybe they want to be by themselves. Don't go in by yourself. And also kids are just jerks. They throw popcorn at you. They try to get you riled up and things like that. But they're young. They're just young kids just trying to get a rise out of you, and you have to sometimes play it cool until they cross that line. I mean, that's one thing that you got to kind of have some thick skin when you're a performer in general. If you're doing stand-up comedy, if you're in a haunted house, like, you got to have some thick skin. Now, when they cross that line, we're going to make sure that if they ever do, we're there to get them and, arrest them. But you got to have some thick skin to be a performer of any kind. And I think some people forget that.
Yeah,
sometimes.
You need to know when to walk away.
Yeah.
But we're prepared for weather events. We're prepared for crazy people. So as much as we can anyway.
Yeah, just try to think of the worst case scenario and try to have a plan for it, and hopefully it never happens.
And one of the things that we do to protect the haunted house itself and like the people who attend and our employees is that we're Tennessee agritourism, and that helps us as well.
Yeah, the state of Tennessee really embraces
Mm-hmm.
agritourism and just agriculture in general. So we're members of that, and that helps us kind of create a buffer there, just to make sure that if something does happen, and hopefully it never does. So I don't know. It's just we try to plan for everything.
Yeah,
always.
It's better to have a plan and know what to do and not have to use it.
Oh yeah.
Like your insurance or your first aid certificate, it's better to have it, know it, and not need it than the other way around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the sheriffs that we have, they're not cheap, and we've talked about we're gonna that's a cost we're gonna have to eat, because we've had parents come up to us and say, I dropped my kids off. When I saw those sheriffs there, I felt so much better letting them go, and it's just better that way. And we'll eat that cost every year if we have to, just because of how it makes us at least have a sense of safety. And most people, if you're of sane mind, you're not going to try anything with two officers there, especially with their cars and being that close to Cookville.
Yeah.
Yep, that's true. It is a deterrent, that's for sure. When we just started putting security guys and try to pick biggest guys we had, husbands of some actors, and it's like, wear these vests, stand outside and looking.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. I'm here all night anyway. So.
We got a Loftus is probably one of our bigger guys. He's pretty tall. Cameron's tall. Cameron's more of our maintenance / security.
But he's everywhere, so his eyes are
He's got
everywhere.
this big beard, and Cameron's like, he's just always on top of things. And,
Oh yeah.
And it, Loftus too. He's although he's doing performance manager stuff, and he plays this character called Dingleberry. He can drop that character like that and be like, "Hey, bro, no, let's not do that. Let's stop that right now." And most people, they just a little intoxicated, or sometimes they just want to buck up to a big man just to see if they can.
Yeah.
Haunted house is weird, man. There's so many things that happen in haunted houses.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So many
there are.
variables.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, we made it through the season without somebody getting hurt. All right.
Now, Tony is also asking, what about staff that harms or abuses other staff? How do you guys handle
Let me tell you something about that. That right there is one of the things that we really
Do not tolerate
zero
at all.
tolerance, big time. We've had one situation that we caught wind of something and we squashed it immediately. We want to make sure that none of that happens at Halloween Hollow. We also don't like drama, so get rid of the drama. And we know that unfortunately a lot of haunts are in the news here lately with sexual assault and things like that, but we don't tolerate any of that. I don't care how long I've known you.
Yep.
I don't care if me and you started day one. Like, if you do that, you're out of here. And that goes for Erica, goes for myself.
Yep.
Nobody is bigger than the haunt. And if a 16-year-old kid can't come to the haunt and have fun and enjoy themselves without being assaulted in any kind of way, that's just not going to happen. So they have a safe space. And I don't know what else to really say about that.
We are probably more in tune with our employees than most haunted houses that I've ever worked for, because of that reason, and because we do care about them, and we do make sure that they're okay. And I'm not trying to make it sound like we're better than everybody else by any means, but it's something that we've seen time and time again. So we came into this with a very strict rule of no, it's not happening here. And like he said, the one time, I think it was 2 years ago, and it was something that came back to us, and we immediately nope, ending this right now, cutting ties and having conversations. And we do have those tough conversations, but we don't allow it. So the minute somebody feels uncomfortable, we address it.
Before we started Halloween Hollow, we made a list of things that we want to make sure that we do. And the first one was making sure that we create a safe environment. And I think if you can't create that, then why do it? To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Good call.
Do you sprinkle the safety throughout everything? Your training, you have handbooks,
Oh, yeah.
talks.
Try to. People get splinters there, or something will break and you fall. Things happen, of course, but we want to make sure that, hey, if something does happen, this is what you'll do. Incident report. We have them fill out an incident report. It's just a cut on my finger. Yeah.
Yes,
What if
but
it gets infected or
gonna,
something like that? We have haunt moms. We have haunt moms that run around, and the actors love them, and they're just great, and they kind of keep the Band-Aids, and they keep the gummy bears, and they keep the granola bars and
the water.
and the water. We do make our actors bring their own water because we got tired of finding empty water bottles everywhere, right? And it's because of our location, we don't have running water on our property there where we are. And I was like, just bring your water. We'll have some emergency water. If you don't bring yours, we'll have some water. But try to just bring your own jug, But the hot moms will be like, "Are you okay? You need a water? Here's water."
We spoil them.
We'll Gatorade sometimes, we just try to make sure if something does happen, there's a game plan, what to do, all that fun stuff, and just hopefully you never have to do any of the bad things. We hate the R word. The R word we call rain.
Oh yeah.
We don't like the R word, so we preach that. Don't say the R word, guys.
Well, Doug Cox has a question about the W word, the Silver Point Wendigo. Tell us about it.
Damn it, Doug.
Oh, okay. So Doug got to actually experience our Wendigo. Okay, so I was walking towards so the first like 2 years we had our to where like we parked our cars kind of near our corn maze. And so I was walking to my car to get something, and Phil was out by the corn maze, and he stops me and he's like, "Hey, can you come listen to this for a second?" And I'm like, what's going on? So we're standing in the corn maze, kind of actually behind it, and you hear help, help, and we're just like, what is happening? Is somebody in the like we had closed, by the way, so all customers were off property. So immediately I was like, oh no, like somebody fell behind something or is like way past, like way off on the property somewhere else. And so I radioed for Carroll and asked him to come over, and a couple of the other managers, and we were all trying to figure out what was going on. And so Carol starts yelling help or yelling hello, like do you need help? And the person isn't responding. They're just yelling help. And it's starting to move, yeah, in different parts of the property. And so we hear it and we're just like, what is going on? And Doug Cox, the second night, was there, and it happened again. And so he got to hear it, and we called the cops, and because our cops had already left for the night, and so they came back and they said they didn't hear it, but it was very clearly there. And
they were scared. They were like,
yeah, so they like jumped in their cars and left.
I was like, you hear that? And he was like, oh, I said, did you hear that? And the officer goes, I didn't hear anything. I go, bullshit, man. I know you heard that, dude. I know you heard that. And I know you don't want to go searching in this ravine for whatever's down there.
The dark.
Yeah, in the dark.
And so we started saying it was a Wendigo because, Wendigos mimic you. And so we actually posted online that we had a Wendigo, and people came the next night looking for the Wendigo. Like people would show up asking about the Wendigo. And then finally, the guy who owns the gas station down the street, we asked, like he mentioned it because he saw us post about it. And he was like, oh yeah, that's the neighbor behind you guys.
So-and-so. He got a little sauced up. And we're like, oh,
man. On the porch. And so we're like, dang it.
Oh, because Jason had it figured out. Jason Cottrell said, isn't that Carroll after a hot summer day of building? Just
yes. Jason knows. See, when we were sitting there discussing the Wendigo, Leanna was like, what is it, a Winnebago? I said, yeah. So we call the Wendigo a Winnebago now because Leanna was like, that's a Winnebago? She's a hot one. Jason has seen me hooting and hollering plenty of times. Jason goes back to Monster Mountain days, and Jason was also a part of the Hollow early on. So what's up, Jason?
Looks like you had a couple of your team that are in the chat, kind of asking some leading questions. So we say,
oh Lord,
yeah. But I think that's pretty much most of the questions. There's a bunch of comments and stuff in there, so you get to go back and look at it after. But Tony says, thank you. Always looking at how to better protect the youth protection and sexual harassment policies. So just the fact that you guys do something about it, and it's very important.
You can't be scared to tackle it. Like if you have a problem, just go ahead straight on. It's not going to go away by itself.
Yeah, you can't tiptoe around that.
If you have drama in your haunt, go smart, just smash it.
It'll spread if you don't.
Yes.
Oh, yes. It absolutely spreads.
And the cliques and all that, there are going to be cliques of people that know each other and hang out. That's fine, but like you don't want that Mean Girls clique where they're hating on this house or this house. It's like, dude, we're all one family here. Yeah. Always if you have a problem, hit it straight on because it's not going to go away on its own.
Yeah.
Well, good words of wisdom. We've kept you here past 9 o'clock. So tell us where we can find you, where we can go if you guys are hiring events, any kind of special events you got coming up, first day of the haunt, where we can get tickets. Give us a rundown.
Yeah, you can get tickets. Right now, we actually have a special through the end of July. You get $10 off of our $30 ticket. So it's a $20 ticket with code July4 if you go to our website, HalloweenHollowHaunt.com. And then we open September 27th. It's a Saturday. And we're trying to get as much people, how most people don't come the first weekend just because they don't realize haunted houses are open. But we're trying to get as many people there because we actually have a documentary crew doing our week leading up to opening night, and they'll be there as well on opening night. So there's that.
Hiring event August 17th.
Hiring event, yeah.
16 and up. Must pass background check.
We'll be at CreepyCon. Come say hey. And that's the first weekend of August. I think that's
What's your exact location at compared to the big
So-
cities around?
We are in between Nashville and Cookeville. East of Nashville on I-40, exit 273, in a little town called Silver Point. So we're about an hour east of Nashville, and we're about an hour and a half west of Knoxville. So right on 40 there. We keep them screaming from Nashville to Knoxville is what we say. And
we're about 15 minutes west of Cookeville,
Yeah.
which is a microapocalypse. So
Right.
little small town, but big town.
Yeah. So you gotta draw those people in. You gotta bring them
Oh,
out.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing too, is like you're going out to this haunted house that's kind of out in the country, and that's a whole fun part too, like that you really can't get in a strip mall haunt is you're going down these dark roads and you get to it and then you pull up and you're like, oh man, this is great. You may lose self-service at some point, and that's scary too, but that's what makes it cool, and like I said earlier, we're just a destination and people need to come check it out because it's Halloween fun for everyone. You may not be completely frightened or scared to death, but you're going to have a lot of fun, and you're really going to love it. So come out and see us.
Good.
You're on my bucket
Excellent.
list.
Hey, anytime, and if it's off season, if you want to come by, just holler at me. Give you the daytime dime tour. Just holler at me. No, that goes for any haunter out there. If you're ever in the Tennessee area, reach out to us. If we're there and we're in town, we'll definitely give you the tour for sure.
Sounds good. Want to see that video store.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
my favorite.
I catch myself hanging out in there. Like I'm just like,
Yeah.
Especially when it's raining, though. We go sit in there.
that's our rain spot. We're
Yeah.
just sitting there. The artwork hits. We're just in there hanging out.
We're out there building.
Set the Nintendo up, play some Duck Hunt.
Yeah,
right.
seriously.
That's right.
Oh, we should. we
Like you have time for that.
We do play movies in there. So like when we're open, we'll put in like a scary movie. But
Yeah. I have all the time in the world. What are y'all talking about?
Yeah.
I got so much.
That's
extra
right.
time.
So then I've got one question for
Yeah.
each of you. What's your favorite scary movie?
Okay,
Oh.
Erica, go first.
mine's the original Pet Cemetery.
Oh,
Mine-
that's a good one.
Mine is Jaws. That's my favorite movie of all time and horror movie of all time. Some people say it's not a horror movie, and
Yes,
I go,
it is.
oh, okay, it is. But
It is when you saw it 40 years ago.
Yeah.
My favorite slashers are Freddy and Jason. I don't care what anybody says. Michael Myers is a punk, and so is that Art the Clown guy. I'm gonna get some hate, but I don't care. Freddy and Jason, kings always.
And with that throwdown, it's time to leave before
Yeah.
all of the anchor comes out.
The horror movie wars.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you guys so much for doing this with
thank
us. We really appreciate y'all having us on. And
I appreciate it.
yeah, and if we can help anyway, anybody, anytime, feel free to reach out. We're an open book. So if you're deciding on you want to open an outdoor haunt or something like that, don't
For
really
under $100,000.
Yeah. We're the ones to ask, I promise.
Scrappy gets it done.
That's right.
Well,
Nope.
you restrain, your creativity expands. So
That's
That's
right.
exactly right.
That's right.
thanks again, guys. So once again, if you guys are listening to this, it'll be pinned to the top of the Hunter's Toolbox Facebook group. We'll run it as a podcast probably in August. So stay tuned for that. But once again, thanks Carol and Erica for your time. I know this is a busy right now. You're probably in elbows deep in build mode. So
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Except when it's raining and you're watching
Right.
movies.
that's right.
The video store.
I got you guys figured out.
Well, Carol, if I don't see you, I'll probably see you at the next Trans World.
Yeah. I mean, we'll definitely see Mezzanine Pizza, man, and
Yep.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
You know it.
Every year.
Those huge ass pizzas, and pizzas are like this big.
They're dinosaur pizzas.
Yeah.
Huge. But they're so good. Even cold. All right, guys. Have a good evening. Thanks for everybody in the chat.
Thanks.
See ya.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
All right. Have a good
Bye.
evening.
This podcast episode sponsored by Scarrett Badges. Get your Scarrett Badges at scarebadges.com. Also sponsored by Hunter's Toolbox. Take your haunt to the next level at hunterstoolbox.com. Thank you for listening to Haunt Topic Radio. Please leave a comment wherever you found this podcast. Each comment you leave will help spread the word to other haunters around the world. See you next time.